Let me just say, as we get into the second award, I have the honor to introduce our second and last award of the day, which is also the inaugural Altar and Stone Volunteer Award. The name of the award speaks for itself because it represents Joanne Alter and Marion Stone, the founders of Working in the Schools. I'm joined today by Jim Alter, husband of Joanne, and also Debbie Levin, who's the daughter of Marion Stone, to help present the inaugural Alter and Stone Volunteer Award to Bud Lifton. If you... But Bud's a bit older than I am, just a little bit, but I would say he's also one of the most humble people I've ever met. And anyone in the room, if you've not already been inspired by Bud, I can tell you with certainty that by the time you leave here today, you will have been. So, Mr. Alter.
I had about a 15-minute set of remarks I was going to use, but instead I'm going to just say that the Liftons and the Alters spent 40 years on the beach raising our children and our grandchildren and knew each other pretty well every summer. And so I don't think there's anybody who knows Bud Lifton any better than I do. Secondly, Bud Lifton was probably the #1 quality printer in Chicago. And while he lived well, he also did the printing for most of the eleemosynary organizations in town and all the democratic political organizations. He was very generous with his time. And thirdly, of course, is that he's given more time to WITS than anybody else, I guess, in this room. He's twice a week for 21 years, he has been at school, and he's done amazing things, and I'm very proud to be a friend of his. And so, I want to present the inaugural Alter and Stone Volunteer Award to Bud Lifton. If you're in this room and you haven't been inspired by Bud, I promise you will be by the time you walk out the door. Let's hear it from the teachers that you worked with over the years and Jim Alter. We've heard it from Jim Alter.
Amazing volunteer that I can count on. When students see him coming down the hallway, they scream with joy, "Bud!" They would run to hug him, but they know they must stay in line in the hallway. Each child waits eagerly in anticipation, hoping Bud will call his or her name. But there is no need to worry, because every child gets an opportunity to read with Bud. Without fail, Bud comes to his WITS classroom every week. This consistency and dedication is comforting to the students and to me, who don't always have routine and supportive adults in their lives. Thank you. Bud is amazing because he believes in the teachers and the students he works with. He goes above and beyond the call of duty as a WITS volunteer because he truly cares about the well-being of our students. He doesn't like to be recognized. Sorry, Bud. He just prefers to be in the background, making things easier and working with the kids. Over his 20 years of service, he has been an invaluable asset to the 7 teachers and 21 classrooms of Tiller and Jenner elementary schools. He spent 2,700 hours in one-on-one small group tutoring and mentoring, enriching the lives of over 600 students through his dedicated and humble service. It is our honor today to present Bud with the Alter and Stone Volunteer Award.
Well, I've already said my piece, but Bud, my old friend, I'll say it again, there's nobody has done as much for WITS as you have. And my wife is circling around up there with a big smile on her face. I hope she's up there. And she's very proud of what's happening here today, where WITS has finally arrived at the point that it is, and that Bud Lifton is getting this award.
Thank you, Jim. I'm sure Joanne is watching us. She always did watch over me. And she said, as soon as we start this organization, you're going to come be my first or best volunteer. Well, I didn't believe her then, but I'm almost ready to believe her now. Marion and Joanne really started this program, and I'm sorry, this is my 22nd year of volunteering, and I've been at 2 schools, only in the Cabrini Green area, which is no longer a Cabrini Green area. There were 7 major buildings when I started at Schiller. Now there are none. Just the row houses down the road, and they're about 20% occupied. And we wish that more kids would come from the new buildings that are being built around the school at Jenner. But so far, not many have come, if any. I want to thank WITS and all of you for being here. This is amazing. When I look around the room and I see so many dear friends, it's hard to appreciate where we were 21 years ago. This is beautiful. I got more out of WITS than I've ever contributed. Believe me, I read books with the kids and I learn, even in 3rd grade, something that I should have known years and years ago. And I want to thank my teacher, Jana Williams, for promoting me from last year's 2nd grade to this year's 3rd grade. Because that helps a lot. And it's a small class because the school is underpopulated, unfortunately. There are many kids that live around there, either don't come to our school or are afraid to come because it's, quote, Cabrini Green. That's baloney. The school is very safe, it's very big, it's good, a good library, and the kids should come there. I want to thank all of you, especially my old friends from WITS, Elaine and Terry, the friends that I knew 20 years ago. I never would have met you had I not been involved with WITS. It's been a pleasure. Phil and Jamie and Carl and Ron here and so many of you who are now my good friends, I would never have met had not been for WITS. And WITS certainly affords me the opportunity in some way to give back to the benefits that I had as a little kid, learning to read and learning to do my, quote, as Bill Clinton says, arithmetic. I do appreciate this, believe me, and it's something that I will cherish. And it only makes me promise that I'll keep coming back to school. So we should have been at school this morning, teacher. But here we are. But I'll see you next Tuesday morning, room 207, Jenner School. And now it's almost time for Bill to dismiss the class and let you all go back to do more volunteer work, because you should. It's great. Thanks again very much.